Hello. A lot of the things that we are taught in life, quotes that we learn, books we read, the lyrics to music, old wisdom type quotes. We get endless quotes you can find on encouraging and helping people getting through the pain of breakups and love, lovelorn people and unrequited love and all of this kind of thing. Men will move mountains for you if they love you. If he loves you, you'll know. He'll make sure you know. If a man really loves you, he'll show you how he feels. Again, my pronoun is he, so you insert whatever yours is here. The infamous one, the one we always said, if you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. Right? If you feed him well, bed him well, love him well, he'll be yours forever. It's a more antiquated kind of notion, but we've been raised with there's a billion of them. Insert your top 10 favorites here, right? Problem is, none of these are true if the guy's a narcissist. He's not moving any mountains, right? You think of the exact expressions, and they sound ridiculous with the narcissist. He can't love, and he'll show you the opposite of good. Let alone he'll show you that he loves you. Oh, no, he'll show you the opposite. You can be the best at everything, and he's still going everywhere, let alone going nowhere, if you feed him well, bed him well, love him well. They're going everywhere anyway, regardless of what you do and how well you do it. We already know that. I had to fight this one. I really did, because I love all those quotes and phrases that got us through, many of us, the 80s. We were growing up and dating in high school and college and those ages where you fall in love and these are the quotes we used to rely on. Your mom said them to you, you counted on them. You said them to friends in breakups. And no one knew. Not one person ever dared to say or knew to say or thought to say. But there's an entire sector of people out there who follow their own rules, Renee. They may not behave according to this folklore that we've created to soothe ourselves in times of hurt. That's the creation of a lot of art, is for that reason. We look at lyrics, we read a certain novel, we read certain quotes, and they make us feel better. None of the people quoting any of these things, writing any of these things, I swear ever have a narcissist in mind. Because they never say, and if you meet this kind of person that follows their own rules, all of this is out the window. Everything we just said that I've been teaching you is out the window. None of the colloquialisms apply with this certain breed of person. And if you meet this certain breed of person, then all bets are off. No one says that. No one says that. Right? So we go through life, and I love quotes. I love them. I'm a writer. I love them. Don't get me wrong. But we go through life counting on those quotes to help us through times. And when you've come off a thing with a narcissist, like I said, that doesn't apply. So you have to shake up your brain a little bit. If you've been through a narcissist experience, you realize that it's not a normal kind of normal love like those quotes are referring to. Those are probably very true. Many of them do ring very true when dealing with a non-disordered person. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, it never was. Pretty true. But not if you love something and it's the narcissist and you set them free. They're not coming back. It was never yours. I mean, there's so much about the narcissist that doesn't apply to any one of the many beautiful things that we grew up being taught and believing in. Which I still believe in them. I do. I want you to as well. You just have to realize, because no one told us, that there's an entire sector of people that operate in their own fashion, outside of the purview of a normal, meaning non-disordered existence. They're not going to show you anything. And they'll pretend they are. Oh, I'll move mountains for you. They'll use words like that. They'll mirror all this language. They'll throw it back at you. I'll show you how I feel. You'll see. Mine used to say that. Watch and see. I'll show you. Watch and see. Okay. Well, I guess he forgot. I make light, but they never do come through on, behavior that would make your head spin in a good way. They never do move the mountain. They don't move the mountain at all. They don't really do anything for us, do they? Except talk. That costs zero effort, that costs $0, that costs zero investment, that costs zero skin. When you think it through, what do? They just talk. And they copy the language that they hear, or that they read, or that they know helped somebody else, that they saw in a movie. They'll use all of that. But they don't follow it. They are not in it. They can't feel like that. So we have to take everything that we have been taught and realize those people, they're not talking about narcissists. And maybe in that writer's life there was a narcissist that inspired a quote in a weird way. Maybe it was the opposite of what they experienced, and they realized, you know what, a person would move a mountain if they love you. What I just came off of was abominable. My new barrier, my new boundary is, I want the guy to move a mountain for me. Maybe that was written by an ex-narcissist abuse victim. Who knows? But you have to shake up your brain a little bit when it comes to the narcissist, and because you're expecting things to work out the way that your brain has been trained to think, which is in a normal, non-disordered capacity. They're never going to behave in the capacity you expect because they are disordered. They are not non-disordered of the healthy, normal, non-disordered state of mind, state of behavior, likely set of behavior. They're completely and always going to be against the grain of probably most of what most of us were taught. The average upbringing, we're taught about love and romance and relationships. The average, when I say that, I mean no extenuating circumstances. The good old American dream, world dream, love dream, fantasy dream, whatever. It's pretty much standard, okay? So that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you might have had an extenuating upbringing that maybe had different things, but I'm talking about if that's what you are used to and you've grown up with all this love language and quotes and whatever, it's time that you realize and open a part of your brain. You've been in this narcissist relationship. It's time you open your brain and allow the information in there to let you know this is a different creature. It's a different creature. You can't expect them to behave the way that you would, or the way these quotes tell you people should do, or he should have done that, or she should have done that, or, why wouldn't they do that? It says, because they're not regular folk. They're disordered. beyond help. And they don't fit into societal norms and little quips and quotes that we collect along the way. Your favorite love quote, if you think of it, I bet when you think of it and then think of the narcissist, it doesn't add up to you, I bet. The math does not add up. And that's the part that I said was disheartening to me. It was hard. I fought it because I believe in all that stuff so much. I decided I still believe in all that stuff. I just realized he didn't fit. We're just not told about that when we're growing up. There's not like a page on Cinderella that says, P.S. This is a healthy, non-disordered prince. He doesn't have narcissistic personality disorder. He can pick one girl for the rest of his life, but there are people that wouldn't, regardless of the shoe and the fitting and all that. They'll play for a week, but then he'll be off to the next princess. There's no page that says that. We have to retrain our brain and realize everything that we've been taught and brought forward about topics of love and getting over it and having it and finding it, it's talking about non-disordered people. Take your narcissist out of any of that. And don't expect from them anything that is reflected in the commentary that you've grown up loving, listening to. You might have a book of your favorite quotes. I wouldn't be too quick to expect from the narcissist things that you've been reading all your life or being taught all your life. Things you gravitate towards. It's probably, if it's a lovely passage about love or breaking up or dealing with whatever, I bet it does not reflect the narcissist at all. I'm sure we can find quotes, we've all read them, that encompass narcissistic behavior, of course, but not these lovely little love quotes. They never met a narcissist when they were writing all that good stuff. No. I think it's helpful and it would lighten the load for us if we, and lessen the burden of, why can't they just behave this way? Well, why wouldn't he do that? If he just did this, we wouldn't have this problem. He's not you. He's not the model person. He's not the sector of people about whom these quotes were probably, about and referring to and whatever. He's its own breed of character, aren't they? They are. They exist over here. They're not going to do anything that's expected. And they're only out to do and behave and get and seek what they feel they want. A lot of the quotes we read about love and things that we're taught, it's about a selflessness, and there's a dual energy, and both people are giving to another, and they both are smitten at some point. And there's a longing in some of the sad ones, right? They don't long for anything. They don't get sad. They're not in anything that's beautiful about love. They didn't meet a narcissist. They weren't about narcissists. They didn't know a narcissist. So as you rely on things and you read about things and you try to gain strength from reading certain things, just remind yourself the very thing that you might be sinking yourself into, continue to do so. I encourage it. Quotes are very powerful. They help me all the time. But just know that this sector of people, this dysfunctional set of narcissists, are not what the scribes of yesteryear had in mind when they were coming up with the brilliance that we all read and learn and have loved all these years. I just want to make sure that you know that. Separate them out. It's a whole set of rules. And I feel like there's a delicate manner in which we could convey this. We should say this. No one says any of this, but we should to the younger people, so that they are aware but not scared. By the way, there's an entire sector of people that won't apply. Any of these old quips gave many of us comfort in past experiences, but this narcissist business is a whole new ball game. And our young people and people that don't know it should be made aware of it. There's different rules. Anything goes. And nobody wins. Nobody wins. There's no quotes that are going to save us. They're not going to come through shining in the behavior that we read about. It's not happening with the narcissist. Nobody wins. It's a different game. It's all theirs. So please continue to read and love and nourish your brain with all those wonderful things that you've been, loving all your life. But just know that we're dealing with a different breed of people. And they're not going to follow into suit what we've learned about, what we think we've learned about the entire subject matter. Because they're going to do what they want. And again, nobody wins with the narcissist story.